He leads us all the way, playing proper football, the Sheff United way. Ale, 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 ale.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Sheff United way. Apologies for that. Just for a brief second, it muted me. But as long as you can hear me now, that's all good. Let me know in the comments if you can. What a terrible day at the office. Really bad. That's what I've put in the title on YouTube. It was, as bad as it could get tonight. Everything seemed to go wrong, didn't it? But I do feel like sometimes we need a little kick up the backside, and every promotion campaign that we've had that kick up the backside, and that hopefully was it tonight. Because as you can see on screen, the Blades went and lost 3-0 at home to Hull City tonight. That's bad. That's very bad. It's a Yorkshire derby as well. I put it in quote marks because, I never see Hull as a Yorkshire derby, in all honesty. Apologies to the Hull fans out there that think this is a derby, but it just doesn't feel like it. I'm not really as bothered if we lose 3-0 to Hull as if we lost 3-0 to Wednesday or Leeds or even Barnsley or Rotherham. So it's not a derby, first and foremost, but it doesn't make it feel any worse, any better. It's a bad one tonight. It's a bad one, and hopefully we can learn from our mistakes. The biggest mistake of tonight was Gus Harmer picking up 10 bookings, because it doesn't feel like we can create anything without Gus Harmer, especially tonight. Now, I'm not going to go ramming it down our throats tonight. It was a bad day at the office. We will get better. We won't be this bad all season. It was just one of those nights where we just couldn't create anything, and we just were very, very sloppy at the back. Wilder, was his team selection wrong? Maybe. But I was saying this to my mate. We're all very excited when we saw the lineup, ultra attacking, and we had a chat about the formation and who's going to play where on the Tom Cannon video that we did recently. And I said I thought that Wilder would go a little bit more conservative when everybody's fit and firing and stuff like that, and he'd still play Gus Harmer on the left or on the right, depending on whether he wants to play Brereton Diaz or Raksaki or Brooks. And tonight he went all out. He went Brereton Diaz, Brooks, Cannon, a front three that anybody in this league would snap your hands off for. But I think the problem is, one, Brereton Diaz, he isn't quite there yet, is he? With his fitness, you can tell that he still looks dangerous, but he's still not quite there yet with his fitness, and that's fine. Tom Cannon, on the other hand, is up there with his fitness. He's been fit and firing all season, but he's not used to these players. Like, he's making runs and he's trying to link up with players, and it's not going right because he doesn't know them yet. Like, he's maybe only trained once with them since he's got the gig at Sheff United. So it's going to take time. And early on, I thought we did okay. We conceded in the 5th minute, so we can't have been that good early on. But in the first half, I don't know. I felt like it could have come at some point, but we just weren't good enough in that final third. We had a lot of the ball in the final third, especially in the first half. We just didn't do anything with it. Callum O'Hare, for me, even though he seems to have done quite well on Flashscore with a 6.9 compared to others, I think lost the ball a lot tonight, especially in that first half. And, a number 10 needs to be linking up the play. I don't think anyone particularly played well tonight. I'd go as far as saying nobody played well tonight. Maybe some of the plays that came on in the second half, but nobody had a good game tonight. Let's just chalk it off. Bad day at the office. Everyone played rubbish. Chris Wilder, get into them and put this right against Derby, because that wasn't good enough tonight. That was really poor from all of them. And looking at the bench, you could have. There's an argument for Brewster to have started again, isn't there? And I think that a lot of people were saying, how can you drop Rhian Brewster after scoring a goal? While they did it tonight, it might have been because Brewster's, we don't want to push him too hard with all the injury problems that he's had previously. Raksaki coming back from injury, Vinny Souza coming back from injury, Tyrese Campbell coming back from injury, all of them coming back from injury. So you don't really want to throw them in there, do you really? Who else were they on the bench? Nothing else to really change the game. Ryan One, Norrington Davis, Billy Blacker, Baptiste. Yeah, there's nothing else there that you would have thrown on. And Wilder almost threw the kitchen sink at them tonight, or at least he did. He tried to put on as many attackers as possible. Just didn't work for us, did it? Just nobody took the game by the scruff of the neck tonight, and that sort of thing that Gus Harmer would do. And it almost felt like players were looking around, waiting for somebody to do something, and that's what Gus normally does. If he doesn't create something, he creates space, and he occupies two men on occasion. And the fact that Harrison Burrows, a left back going into central midfield, yes, he's played there a couple of times recently. He's still not a central midfielder, is he? So it'd be good to see, good to get Vinny Souza back properly. It was nice to see him back tonight as well. Peck seems to have come out the best on the ratings. So I don't know whether I'm too shocked about that or not. I thought he did okay. I think what's going round my mind is how many corners hit the front man. And me and my mate were talking about this. And it almost looked like he was trying to hit the first man, but that should have been a Sheff United player flicking the ball on, because there were a lot of two hands up, one hands up, all that sort of stuff. So they've clearly been working on stuff in training with Peck taking the corners. Most of them didn't work tonight. There was a couple where somebody at the front post got a flick on. There was somewhere he played him to the back, and there was a bit of a melee in the air, and lots of Jack Robinson throws going into the box, but nothing really came off for us tonight. And it's probably my own fault, because I was trying to preempt this on screen right now, as you can see. For the podcast listeners, I do apologise. On screen, there is a 3-0 Hull graphic that I've put next to my face, which I've started doing. I tried to preempt this by trying to go for scores that usually happen for Sheff United. So I went for a 1-0. I went for a 2-1. I also went for a 2-0. I went for a 0-0 even. One thing that I didn't preempt was the Blades losing 3-0. So maybe that's my fault. Maybe I should have been like, yes, Hull might have a chance of beating us 3-0. There's absolutely no way on earth that I would have guessed that. And nobody else in the division would have guessed that, because I think that everybody thought that we'd be putting the pressure on Leeds and Burnley, because I believe they're playing each other this weekend. So that would have been nice to have, stuck it to them and said, we're top of the league. Who's going to come and get this off us? So for me, we're either hoping for a draw from that game, or we're hoping for Leeds to win and just to stay second, because, this isn't done a great deal for our goal difference either. So, really poor tonight. We'll get into talking about some of the goals, because, we'll talk about all the goals. I don't really want to talk about individual moments tonight, because there wasn't a lot for us. And also, I didn't really write anything down because nothing seemed to happen. So in the 5th minute, Hull City took the lead. It came from our corner as well, which is crazy. We don't usually do that. We've not done that too much. And Burrows takes the corner. He puts the ball into the box. It gets headed away. It's a bit of a poor header from Sidney Peck, trying to head the ball back into the box. It lands to Gelhardt's feet. Plays the ball into Kamara. Kamara, he plays a pretty poor ball into the box, in all honesty. But because Gilchrist's running at pace back, he kind of stops, gets that left foot to it, just stabs it back perfectly in the path for, I think it's Matt Crooks, who expertly just side foots this into the corner. There's no stopping that. You could have put 3 keepers in the net. Well, 3 keepers might have saved it. But certainly Cooper couldn't have done anything about that tonight. It was a fantastic finish. And hats off for him for that, because, really, really good one. we go into half time having not really created a lot. I was wondering whether Wilder was going to change something at half time. He didn't. Just looking at the stats right now, we created more XG. We had more possession. We had more goal attempts. They had 6 on target. We had 2, but we had 16 goal attempts. That to me looks like we've got too much possession and we don't know what to do with it. And I don't know where the 16 goal attempts come from, in all honesty. I know Brereton Diaz had 1 saved at the front post, which I don't know whether that was a cross or whether he was going for that front post. I don't remember too many clear-cut chances for us in that first half. So, yeah, we go into the first half a little bit lukewarm because, like I say, we had a lot of the ball, created slightly better chances, but what a finish from Crooks into the corner. Into the second half, and before they score their second goal, we bring on 3 substitutes in the shape of Ryan Brewster, Vinny Souza, and Tyrese Campbell. Brereton Diaz coming off, which I was gutted about, but I get it. McCallum and Brooks. Brooks, that's the second game in a row that Brooks has been taken off because he's done nothing. So, unfortunately, I think Ratsaki might be getting the nod very, very soon, and he did get brought on a little bit later. But before we get on to talking about Ratsaki coming on in the 65th minute, in the 56th minute, we had a goal disallowed, which, looking back on it, it shouldn't have been disallowed. But that's what happens. That's what happens in the Championship when you don't have VAR. It's just one of them things. We've had things go for us this season. We've not had one. This is one thing that hasn't gone for us, clearly. But it's a big ball up from Michael Cooper. It's a great flick on by Ryan Brewster. But the problem is the linos thinking that Ryan Brewster's off from the big kick from the keeper, which I just assumed he must have been off with the linesman giving that, because when the keeper's kicking this long, I'm not looking at Ryan Brewster down the line, which is probably right on line of where I sit on Gangway C in the south stand. Like I say, he's onside, just onside. It's a great flick on. Tyrese Campbell's away. He's onside too. Flicks it over the goalkeeper. It's nice to see Tyrese Campbell get one chance and put it away, because that's what he does. What a player. What a striker he is. And it's nice to see him coming back and scoring goals as he was doing before he got injured. But unfortunately, this one was choked off, and the Blades are still trailing 1-0. And literally, how many minutes is that? That's 6 minutes later. The Blades go 2-0 down, courtesy of Matty Jacob. So Gelhart's got it down the left-hand side. He clips the ball into the box. Robinson's only able to flick this ball away with his head. He doesn't get it away far enough. Kamara recycles the ball. And then a cross comes in, and Matty Jacob just stabs the ball past Cooper. And I think there's a little bit of bamboozlement. I think the move, or the movement, should I say, of the two of, I can't remember who was the other man in the middle, but he kind of moves out of the way, so Anel moves with him, and then Matty Jacob runs in, and Gilchrist, I think he's expecting to pass the man on to Anel, but Anel's obviously drops with his man. Gilchrist should be going with his man, and he loses him, and it's a little stab past Cooper. Yeah, it's a tidy little finish. I wouldn't say it's lucky necessarily, but he's just stuck his foot at it, and it's gone into the bottom corner. Those things do happen. Again, Cooper, absolutely no chance. Cooper's had no chance with any of these. It's just crazy that the amount of goals that we've conceded this season at home, which is barely any, and Cooper's just conceded 3 tonight. It's poor defending. It's lots and lots of mistakes tonight, and they just all got punished, really. And then the third goal, I'll talk about the third goal. There was a couple of little chances that we had before that, I believe, in Raksaki getting put through from, I believe it was Campbell. Waited and then side foots it way above the bar into the stratosphere. Really, really poor. He's leaning back all the way. And I actually thought he should have taken a touch, took it to one side and had a go, steadied himself at least, but he doesn't. And he's leaning back for days. It's going way over the bar. Tyrese Campbell had a similar one in a similar position, and obviously he's left-footed too, so that one went over the bar. It got given as a corner. I actually thought originally that he's done exactly the same thing as Raksake, and he's put it way over the bar. I actually thought Raksake looked really, you could tell that he'd not played in a while, but then he just got better. He got the ball, he was beating players, even had a little bit of luck on his side at one point where he pushes it past the player, it hits him, and then he's through. So yeah, it's nice to see Raksake coming back and making a difference, which he certainly did. He certainly got the better of his own man. He just couldn't find that final ball. At that point, we've got Peck playing at right back. Peck's getting down the right-hand side and not putting a good enough ball in. It just was a night of not good enough going forward, and certainly not good enough at the back. I thought Anel and Robinson looked a little bit shaky as well with each other. It's a bad night. It's a bad night. Gutted that Sariki wasn't even on the bench. I'm not sure why that was. Hopefully that comes out soon. Wilder will probably let us know in his interview, but I've not been privy to that just yet. And then the 88th minute, this is where I left. I'll be honest, I'm not going to ever lie to you on these videos. I'm always really, really honest. This is where I left. I don't leave the game early usually. Very, very, very rarely I leave this game. But my mate went, shall we go? I just said, yeah. 88th minute, 3-0 down. It was embarrassing to lose 3-0 at home to Hull. Not just Hull, anyone in this division. I felt embarrassed to lose 2-0 to Burnley. We shouldn't be losing to 0 against anyone in this division. We should be scoring goals at home and not conceding 3 against Hull. But the third one, João Pedro pushes the ball almost through Anel. Anel kind of was like, where's the ball gone? And it's gone through him. He plays the ball into the box. Burrows tries to clear. He makes a bit of a hash of it. It comes off the post and it's going in the back of the net. I think it's Kamara that slams the ball in the back of the net, but it's already gone in. It's an own goal by Burrows. So that's 3 goals in a row for Burrows, which, one of them is an own goal tonight. But it's one of those days. It is one of those days. I'm not going to dwell on it too much. Let's go into the comments. We've got quite a lot of comments. I think some are dwelling on this, but I'm going to try not to. I'm going to try and be a bit more positive tonight. It was really poor defending. I thought Gilchrist had an absolute shocker tonight. Cannon off it, but only because I think he doesn't know the players just yet. Hopefully there'll be a little bit of a turn in form against Derby, and Wilder will give him a rocket, and we'll see a completely different Sheffield United team. Hopefully one with Vinny Souza starting. I think he played well when he came on. You could tell that he'd not played in a while though, but he still looked a class act on the ball. He really did. Campbell straight away again. He's running in behind. He's causing problems. He's blocking balls. He's just a menace, and that's what we love to see. But Wilder just kind of went a bit gung-ho tonight, didn't he, with bringing everybody on. Like, Brewster did okay. He was linking the play a little bit. I don't like Graham Brewster playing as a number 10 though. He's not a number 10. He's not great. He's good with the ball at his feet, but these little flicks and tricks and like that you need to do, like quick 1-2s, that's not his best part of his game. So I don't know why we're playing him there. And I know he played a little bit out wide tonight, but I think he went a little bit more central after that. And went as a bit more of a... Oh, it was... he sat next to Vinny Souza, didn't he? Sorry, I completely forgot about that. He sat next to Vinny Souza, who was playing as a central midfielder. Like, what is that about? I was joking to my mate saying, can you imagine if, after all this time, that Ryan Brewster was like Joe Linton and he was a central midfielder all along and we just never knew it? That would be epic. But I don't think that is the case. See, Leeds fans loving it. That we've messed up. Fair enough, Gavin. Fair enough. So much wrong tonight. Fullbacks too far forward. Midfield invisible. Nobody overlapping. No balls for the forwards to attack. Wilder changed players, but not the strategy. There was a lot of just hopeful crosses in the ball tonight. It was in the box tonight. It was really poor. Gazza's showing his distaste for the game. Did anyone tell Cannon that we don't actually pass to our strikers? Hull just played simple, organised football, couldn't break 10 men down on Tuesday, but played the same style again tonight. Yeah, that's really poor. You're not wrong. John Spires, that result has been coming. Let's see what Wilder comes out with after that. There's a lot of swear words in here that I'm not comfortable in saying on a family channel. To be honest, our results have been much better than our performances on many occasions this season. The whole team played poorly tonight, just when optimism was high. I know, John, everyone was buzzing. You could feel the buzz around the concourse tonight, everyone having a beer and just being like, this is exciting. Look at all these attacking players that we've got on the pitch. Like, I felt like we were Leeds. The fact that they always have lots of attackers on, lots of exciting attackers on the pitch. And yeah, it just didn't work for us, did it? Wilder to blame for this, has to own up for the selection. We all want to see our shiny new toys in action, but shouldn't have started. Same with Brereton Diaz and Burrows at centre mid. You're absolutely right, Chris. And I was saying this to my mate, like, we're all excited before the game. And I was saying, yeah, I think Wilder might have got this selection wrong tonight. And my mate were like, but we wanted to see them play, but we don't get paid to manage the football club. And Chris Wilder's a professional football manager. That's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful manager that's won lots of games of football, won lots of promotion. And there's a reason why Chris Wilder all this season has played very conservatively. And maybe this is the reason why. Seeing games, get in front, seeing games out, and we've done it all season. And tonight, I think we went a bit gung-ho, a bit too much gung-ho. And yeah, I hate to say it, but I was completely wrong. Like Chris Wilder, making sure we see games out is probably possibly the way to go, especially until the players know each other. It's always going to be hard integrating quite a few players in January, but we've got the rest of the season to do it. I'm sure we'll pick up lots and lots of wins this season, and we'll be up near there. We'll be in the top four, obviously, clearly, because there's such a big gap between fourth and fifth. Top four and fifth, should we say. I'd like to know where you guys think we'll finish, because I said this tonight. When we're second, we think we're going up. As soon as we're third, we've got no chance. So I'd like to know where people think we're going to finish at the end of this season. Sheffield United will not go up playing like that. I am absolutely disgusted. Where they played tonight, the players are not good enough. There we go. I think we need to, just calm it a little bit. We're still in a really, really good position. We're still second. I know we might not be by the end of the weekend, but we're in a good position. We're in a really good position. We've not been the same since Suter got injured. Too right, preach. We're now top heavy with strikers, playing the same central defence from last year, getting replacement for Suzic. I said that's the first. Is that the first? No, I wanted a striker. But centre back is so key. So key. I would have said centre back before striker before centre midfielder. Centre midfield, Vinny Sousa's coming back. We've got Peck. Tom Davis will be coming back sooner rather than later. Gus Harmer can play there when he's fit. Centre back, we have two centre backs. That's it. One gets injured. Gilchrist might have to play there. R&D might have to play there. I don't feel comfortable with either of them. And actually, right now, Enel and Robinson, I don't massively feel comfortable with those two either. I think against the worst of teams, like Hull on one of the best teams in the league, we should be fine. But yeah, I don't think that defensive pairing is good enough to win promotion this season. I don't. Anyone think Peck is just Norwood without the ping, dispossessed easily, zero adaptability, can't move through the gears? It's hard to say when he's such a young player. Like Norwood was Norwood was fantastic. Like we can't say that because you're saying that Norwood is Norwood without the ping, and you're saying he's SHIT. Norwood was not SHIT. Norwood was a fantastic footballer for us. So I don't think we should be disrespecting Norwood. Maybe Norwood at the end of his time at Sheffield United, but certainly not in his pomp and all the games that he's given to us. But Peck's got a lot of things to learn in football, and that's fine. But the reason why Peck is playing, Peck actually probably shouldn't. He maybe should have gone out on loan. If we got the money and if we got the players in the summer, I don't think Peck would have played anywhere near as many games as what he has. He's just had to because, let's be honest, I think we all expected Vinny Souza and Arblaster to be our two central pairing all season. And unfortunately, that's not happened for, the big injury to Arblaster and also injuries to Vinny Souza. Then we've got Tom Davis, who's been injured most of his Blades career. And then we've got a young lad of City Peck, who I think we need to lay off a little bit because he's still only young. He's learning the game. He maybe should have had a loan. He's certainly good enough to play in the Sheffield United side, but we're pinning all our hopes on a young kid. This is his first season, and I think he's having a fantastic season. I really do. He needs someone next to him to tell him what to do. He's not got that at the moment. He was playing with a left back at central midfield today, so I think we should lay off him. Other people can make your own decisions, but that's what I think. Also, can anyone justify playing Burrows in midfield? No. And a strap hanger like Gilchrist at the back. I don't know what that means. I hope that's not something naughty. And I've just said it. Woeful performance. Hull looked comfortable for most of the game. We have blown our big opportunity to open up at the top. Yeah, there we go. They're both playing each other on Monday. That's a really, it's such a good point. Like, we should have won that game tonight and really put some pressure on those two, especially Burnley. As Cooper insists on hitting the smallest player on the pitch with his clearances. Yeah, there were a lot of balls going to O'Hare on that left-hand side. You're not wrong. Why does O'Hare insist on going down Unlove Avenue and get surrounded by three players and dispossessed every time he gets the ball? That's what I was alluding to earlier on when he picks the ball. And he just sometimes picks the wrong play. It goes, like you say, it goes down blind alleys a little bit and then gets crowded out. I like Callum O'Hare, but my issue with Callum O'Hare is he does all the things that I don't expect him to do really well. Lots of chasing, lots of anticipation and stealing the ball off players. Lots of that. Puts a lot of effort in it. But then the things that I expect him to be really good at, like dribbling, like opening up teams, playing a ball through to behind the defence to a striker, quick turn and then a 1-2, touch being really good. These things he's not as good at as well as what I expected anyway. So that's my opinion on Callum O'Hare. I think he's doing well, but he's not doing well in the areas that I expected him to do well in, if you get me. Don't know what people think about that. People probably disagree, and that's fine. We're all here for his opinions, aren't we? He's a young lad who's had to cover every game since November. He's ran his blood to water, and when we get additional quality in, he can take his correct place as a squad player. Absolutely. I'm not saying he's not going to be a fantastic footballer in his career. He could be a Premier League player for the rest of his career, but he's still on such an early part of his journey. Also, bringing Brereton Diaz off, I think it's just the fact that he was probably a little bit tired. They probably already had it in the back of their mind that he was going to play 55, 60 minutes anyway, so I get that. Why don't we start with the strongest team tonight? Yes, it's a risk, but no more than asking him to come on when we are chasing the game. We can't. I can see why he didn't play Vinicius. We rushed Vinicius back for the Burnley game, and then we lost him for many games after that. So I get why Wilder didn't do that tonight. Vinny, that is. I knew what you were talking about, Craig. I did. I'm like you, but also I remember him going down in the first half in that Burnley game, and we don't want to see that again. We really don't. We've not been the same since Suter got injured. Yeah, few people are saying the same thing. Peck has the ability, but his passion misses decision-making. Wow, that's a fantastic point. That's such a good point. Donna, you can talk squad depth all you want. Take Harmer. We have nothing. A centre half, a must. Yes. Yes. Harmer is our best player. And I've said this tonight to my nephew. He said, without Harmer, we're nothing. And it's true. But at the same time, if Man United lost Bruno Fernandes, they'd be a completely different side. They wouldn't know what to do. When Man City lost Rodri, how many games have they lost? I'm not saying Rodri's probably Man City's best player. And when you lose them and that linchpin in the middle of the field, or somebody that's going to create loads of chances for you, when you lose your best player, you're looking for someone to step up. And if that person doesn't make themselves apparent, then what are you going to do? Every single club in the world will be worse without their best player. And unfortunately, Gus just seems to be more than just our best player. He seems to be the thing that holds everything together. Tom Cannon must be checking to see if he has a 14-day return clause in his contract. Very good. Very good. Miles off it. Slow, boring. It were baba. Love it. What are you on about? We certainly ain't a one-man team. Do you go to games? I love it when people say, do you go to games? We're not a one-man team, no. But tonight just showed that we really, really missed Gus. Really missed Gus. We aren't good enough to come back from behind. We did it against Swansea, but I don't think I ever expected us to come from behind tonight. 1-0, there's always a chance. 2-0, Leeds would have done that. Leeds would have come back. They'd have probably won 3-2. This Sheffield United side doesn't give me that sort of feeling. Dreadful tonight, but a realistic check to not get ahead of ourselves. Credit to Hull, good defensive shape and countered well. Learn the lesson. Hull were really good. Hull were really good on the break. They held onto the ball well. They linked up with each other really well. Didn't give the ball away as soon as they got it off us. They were good. Bad day at the office. I saw the game tonight. Oh my God, here we go. People tend to just argue when we've lost a game, especially when we've lost a game 3-0. It's easy, but let's try and not argue between ourselves. It's and the day's Friday. It's Friday. Let's have a great weekend. This morning, wow, United are going up. And we have people backing us. Then today, a wake up. It's not over. What I was saying earlier on, I think to my mate, it was that. No, I think I've said it on the stream actually. God, it feels so long ago. That we do tend to have these little blips at times. We did it against Aston Villa, where we were 3-0 up away from home and threw that away. The same season, we did it twice, I believe. Bristol City was one of them. I think it was Millwall, the other one, Jake Cooper, if I'm right in saying that, and Andy Vyman. We messed up 3 times in that season and 3 kicks up the backside, and we came back from them all. And I think Leeds and Burnley are going to be really, really strong this season. I don't think they'll lose many games. So we need to really sort ourselves out. We really do, because, if we want to stay with them, then we need to not be losing games like this. Nick, didn't know you were live yet. Oh, I thought you were already chatting. Oh no, you must have started the chat before. Yeah, I get you. I am live and I'm here. So comment all you want. We created nothing all night for Cannon, 2 right. He doesn't look like a player that's going to really take the bull by the horns and create chances for himself. He's waiting for that chance, and he'll get into those positions, and he will score goals, but we need to create the chances for him, don't we? Fair play to Hull. They were the better team. We were poor, but it just showed how much we miss Gus. However, onwards and upwards. 2 right, Susan. Thank you very much for commenting. I'm going to ignore all the argument in the comments. There's quite a few. Nick, we had 2 chances on target, and one of them came in the 3rd minute. That says it all. Wow. I didn't actually realise that we didn't have do we have a shot in the second half? We must have. Must have had a shot on target. Yeah, we had 2. Oh, sorry. Yeah, we didn't have a shot on target in the first half. I was looking at the whole match. So, yeah, wowzers. 16 goal attempts, 2 on target. That's really poor. And it just shows that we had the possession all game. We had 62 in the second half and 58% in the first half, 60 overall. We had a lot of the ball and we did nothing with it. We've had a few teams like that where we've had a lot of the ball and done nothing with it. So, that's just embarrassing. Get away. I don't even know how to put it on screen. It was a full-blown stinker. Agree with previous statement, not being the same since Suter. Yeah, Stephen's agreeing. Chris Brewster scores a goal, gets dropped. What sort of message does that send? This was as bad as the Premier League season. Yeah, to be honest, somebody put in our WhatsApp chat, our Sheff United WhatsApp chat, good luck for the match. I'm glad I'm not you, or something like that. And it's like, we did this last season. We did an 8-0. Hal did an 8-0. I did a 6-0 Arsenal. We did many 5-0 match reactions. We did all these match reactions. This feels just as bad. You're absolutely right, Chris. Who's the medical for tomorrow, do we think? Hamza. Surely we can do better than him. I don't want we could do better than Hamza Chowdhury. But I've just read, I think it was Chowdhury's having his I'm going to say testimonial, certainly not testimonial. He's having his medical tomorrow, so we'll have to wait and see what happens, won't we? Peck on corners was horrendous. How many did we have? 16, created nothing from any of them. And there's all Jack Robinson's throws as well. Right, I'm going to quickly run through this because we've been going on for a long time now. I create a thumbnail with any score is the equivalent of Blades of doing a bet, Fred, on all possible result outcomes, saying that 1 point covers your initials. Yeah. I get that. There's always going to be that one thing. It's like if you're betting on roulette and you go red or black, eventually it's going to be 0. So it's what it is. First goal, they hit us on the break, just like we did at City Hull Stadium with O'Hare and Harmer. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Hull did to us what Burnley did: solid defence and hit on the break. Wilder and the recruitment team totally to blame for signing forwards before centre backs and centre midfielders. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I think we did need a striker, but Tyrese Campbell is back now, isn't he? Tyrese is back. So we probably didn't need a striker as much as what we thought. I'm going to ignore lots of rubbish in the comments. Thank you very much for commenting all night. FA06, thank you very much. I appreciate it. We've all got those opinions. Sometimes I'm going to agree with you. Sometimes I'm not going to agree with you. That's absolutely fine. Very poor tonight. They made us look like amateurs. What the hell was wrong? We couldn't hit a barn door tonight. Wilder said in his interview, there is a medical tomorrow. He wouldn't say who. I'm sure Andy Giddins said that it's Hamza Chowdhury. 200 people, guys. Smash the like button. Thank you, Chris. Thank you. Make sure you like this video before you leave. Definitely onside. Andy's saying that was onside, the goal for Tyrese Campbell. Andrew, it's Hamza, medical tomorrow by the sounds of it. BBD and Cannon were anonymous, both a bit undercooked, and the forwards lacking cohesion as if they weren't certain what their individual roles were. Penn was a shocker, but Blades didn't deserve to win. Penn was a shocker. Peck, I think. I don't know. Wilder out. That's definitely not a Sheff United fan. Still time in January. Add some more depth. Right back, centre back, and centre mid, or two with players coming back and suspensions finishing. This will be forgotten quickly. I'm sure it will. Sousa, man of the match for us. Not sure about that. Did play well when he came on, to be fair. Drop Burrows, Roy's saying. He's just scored 3 goals in 2 games. 4 goals in 3 games if you count the own goal today. We miss Harmer tonight. Peck's corners were poor. Sorry, guys, I'm going to have to quickly fire through some more. John Richardson, gobsmacked with the result. Defence really poor. How we miss Suter. I also think Brewster should have started. On a positive, really good goal from Campbell and should have stood live and learn. Too flipping right. Gilchrist's been poor the last 3 games. I think you're absolutely right. And I think if it wasn't for whatever it was with Sariki, I think Sariki might have been starting tonight. What a poor game. He's only one United. I hope we smash Burnley. Yeah, okay. Leeds fan. Fair enough. Interesting match. O'Hare gave 100% and 3 headers. He did. 3 headers. Wild. Peckard, energy but limited ideas. Pleased by defenders. No more strikers and midfielders. On another note, 8 years ago today, we signed James Hansen. Wow, that shows how far we've come, really. Paul, first few minutes, Diaz shot on target. Corner. In for a good game. No. I don't understand any of that, Paul, but I appreciate you commenting. We will not be in the top 2. We will be in the playoffs. There we go. No, it wasn't fantastic. Okay. I said that sometimes I'm going to agree with you and sometimes I'm not. And this is a not time. It really is. Yes, he was. Thank you, Chris. Yes, he was. Age catches up with everyone, and that is absolutely true. I agree with you, Chris. Diaz shot on target and corner. Great start, but that was it. I think too slow in the final third. Seemed to go back all the time. Cooper stood with the ball a few times, not knowing where to go. I don't think that's Cooper's fault, really. Thank you. I don't think that's Cooper's fault. People need to be making moves for him. Like I said, I'm going to fly through some of these. Apologies if I've missed you. I think if Leeds win Monday, they start to run away. Yeah, of course they will. Leeds will win this division. I am absolutely certain of that. Unless something colossal, like a colossal mess up happens, like Leeds have done previously. I couldn't agree more with all your comments, Nick. All Blades are we. Thank you, Kyle. I appreciate that. People don't always say that, so I appreciate it. Don't knock Peck. He played the through pass of the match for the Blades. Unfortunately, BBD couldn't convert the chance as he's only 75% fit. I love that percentage. That is a fantastic percentage that you've just completely made up off the top of your head. I respect and rate that so much. Maury the Cop Blade, we lost badly, is what it is. We still come back for more. Sorry, I did not pick that up at all. Plus, I'm in happier spirit. Just ate a pizza. Good man. I would die for a pizza right now. I really would. I'm on a diet at the moment. A diet. Who wants to be on a diet? Turning point, Campbell, disallowed goal. Yeah, absolutely. If that goes in, game completely changes and we could even go on and win that game. Anyway, I'm going to fly through the last couple. Julian, Miss Gus, where was Femi? Thought we looked knackered. No concentration at all. Krista Blade, no way we'd finish in the top 2. Can you see Leeds or Burnley losing 3-0 to anyone in this division? No, I can't either. I think you're right. Krista Blade, up to us to get the results. We need to. Oh my God, my brain is frazzled. Sorry, Jimmy. I don't know if you're speaking English or if my brain just frazzled. Darren Smith, Hull City, what a result in Carrick we trust. Carrick. Booing at half time was a great help. I agree with the booing sometimes. I've said this before and I'll say it again. I think sometimes the booing at half time just gives them a kick up the backside. Wilder will do that anyway. Wilder will give them a kick up the backside. But I think the fans showing you've not been very good in that first half surely gives them that little oomph to come out and do a little bit better. Don't forget to hit the like button before you leave. Well, thank you very much, Chris. You are doing God's work. FA06, Up the Blades, thank you very much for being a part of this stream tonight. It's always nice to have these streams because everybody can just say what they want, get it off the chest. You don't have to talk to your missus who's not listening to you like I do quite often. I love doing these videos. You can just talk about the game, get it, like I say, get it off your chest. And then we can go and watch Traitors, can't we? Who's with me? I'm going to go and watch Traitors now, and I'm not going to look at any more comments because if anyone ruins it for me, I'm not going to be happy. Okay, so I'm going to go and watch Traitors. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. I really appreciate you all being here. And yeah, let's see if the Blades can turn it round against Derby. Up the Blades.
Ollie,